Alright, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're all having a great day, and obviously, as you can tell, we are going over episode 4 of Breakdown. Today, we will be going over the M16. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, the origin of the M16. This weapon was first introduced in COD 4 in 2007, and it was really a loved weapon at the time. It was like crazy OP, you could one-burst people like crazy, and when it was remastered in COD 4 Remastered, it still looked great. Now let's get actually into the class for COD Mobile. Now first off, I do want to say, run these perks. They're significantly going to help you, especially in terms of, mobility and playstyle. Now when it comes down to the class, here's the thing about the M16. I don't like the M16. Okay, I'm not a big fan of it. So I told myself, okay, how can I make sure that we can take advantage of this weapon and improve it in some areas, but not nerf it in any other division to the point that it's not really user-friendly, let's just say. So I decided to make sure that this weapon can actually one-burst people, because I thought that was going to be the best part of this weapon. If we could one-burst or even two-burst people at more ranges than, let's say, we could originally on the base version of this weapon. So obviously you guys can also see what parts I put on this skin right here, and we will be going over different skins in the gameplay, but it's all the same thing. So base weapon with the hip fire spread on the recoil, it's decent. You can hip fire people, it's not too bad. When you aim down the sights, it's pretty accurate, you know what I mean? Like it's a burst weapon, so you're not going to worry about accuracy. We all know it's going to be pretty accurate. Now when it actually comes down to our class over here, we're noticing that the hipfire spread is a little bit better, not too much, barely noticeable. And then when it comes down to aiming down sights, it is much better, but it's not better to the point that you will really notice, but when you actually compare the two. Now let's actually get into the damage and the damage range. This is the part where I really want to talk about, and I'm really excited about this part. So let's first go over the base weapon over here, meaning no attachments. As you guys can see, we have the distance as well as the body parts and what damage it does, as well as the amount of bursts you need to actually kill the individual, theoretically speaking, if you hit all your bullets. Each bullet, by the way, has either 42, 30, or whatever else damage that you see on the table. Now I do want to say one thing. Even though all of them say 1 to 2 bursts, except 40 meters being 2 bursts, there is one thing that I want you to quickly look at when we compare it to the class table. Do you guys see the difference? The difference is the actual damage per bullet. This means that even though the burst to kill with both classes, without attachments and with attachments on this class, there is no actual difference. There will be more one burst kills because the head and torsos will always be a one burst if you do the math and compare it between the base and the class over here. Now, this is going to be really good for you, and I've actually been able to notice a good amount of times as well. Just make sure that you're aiming above the torso. Well, not above, but the upper torso and above, meaning the chest and above. That's really what it means. If you're able to do that, you're going to be hitting your one shot, one kills, or not one shot, one kills, but your one bursts. Now, additionally, I do want to say one more thing. This weapon has great mobility because there is no stock on this. If you put stock on it, you're only going to be improving your accuracy and control, and it's a burst weapon. You don't need to worry about those with a burst weapon. you do, but not too much. It already is pretty accurate simply because of the delay right in between each burst. That's going to make sure that it comes down to its regular stable range or whatever, and then you can hit the next burst repeatedly. It's not automatic, so you don't really have to worry about that over there in regards to control. Just avoid the stock. You're not going to need the stock, and if you leave stock off, you're going to have great mobility with a great one burst capability, and that's really going to be awesome for you, because this means that you will be able to play aggressively and passively. It simply depends on how you want to do it. Passively because it has great range, great accuracy, and then as well as aggressively because if you're playing aggressively, you're right in front of the person, you're going to be able to one burst them as long as you're right in front of them, chest and above, and it's fairly easy to aim at those parts of the body. Now let's actually get into something a little bit different. Let's get into the ADS speed, reload speed, RPM, as well as the iron sights. By the way, everything is the same for both the class and the base weapon. So, these statistics are the same for both. That's why I didn't label anything. The ADS speed is in between 0.27 to 0.30 seconds. It's a pretty good speed, nothing slow. It's not slow. I haven't noticed it to be slow. It's fairly manageable. When it comes down to the reload speed, we lie in between 1.65 to 1.72 seconds. So, it's manageable. It's pretty good. Not too bad. RPM is 446 to 448. Now, I did include also the delay in between the bursts because I didn't know how to remove that, but I want you guys to know that if it weren't for that, it'd be way higher, probably in the mid 700s. Now, when it comes down to iron sights, I don't like it. They're horrible. Please run a red dot. My overall opinion on this weapon, by the way, is that, it's not my style. I don't like it just because I don't like burst fire weapons. But with this class, you can totally get the best out of it. Squeeze the juice out of it, if one may say. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? What do you guys think of the class setup? Does it fit in with your playstyle? Do you want a little bit more passive, aggressive? What do you guys want? What do you guys think? Anyways, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and remember to stay positive. See ya.